All right guys, today we got a 2015 Dodge Dart with a 2.4 liter in it. It's been everywhere for an intermittent no start. Got to get it fixed. Let's get into it. Backstory is vehicle intermittently doesn't want to start. Starter's been replaced, battery's been replaced. It's been to 3 or 4 different shops, including dealerships, and they're all saying the same thing. Nobody can figure out what's going on with it. Some wiring was done on it. Don't know where the wiring was done, but some wiring was done on it. And she said, as a twist in this deal, she said that sometimes she can open the trunk to make the engine start. So it seems really weird. I will tell you that when we went to start it, it sounds bad. And I did a little preliminary investigation, I guess is what we want to say, on if this could be something that's. Let me let you hear what it sounds like. Let me hear what it sounds like. Hopefully you guys could hear that. It sounds like there's no compression in this engine. And when we heard that, I'm like, well, let's do a little bit of research on this before we, when you hear something like that, and the first thing you're going to is either timing is off or jumped or broken or whatever, if it's got a belt or chain or whatever might happen, or the engine's just toast, overheated and it's toast. Not the case on this one. This one has got a really unique lift for the control for the valves. So it's got hydraulic lift control for the valves, and it uses oil pressure for that. So let's get under the hood. I did some preliminary on that, just how it kind of functions. But we need to get up under here and see, is it that, or is it something that's got nothing to do with that? So let's get under here and take a look at it. Now let's bring you in here. So here we are. I'm doing this, kind of manning the camera today too. We got. Let me show you what we got outside here, guys. This is not something that we see here. that white stuff. Yeah. Last time we saw that here was 1989. So 35 years ago. So, because of that, I don't have Sherwood here right now. He lives a little bit of a distance away, and the roads are kind of shut down. They shut down the interstate and everything, so can't really get here. So I'm going to try to do this, all right, without breaking the camera. And so I'm just going to look for something obvious real quick. We're going to pull codes. We're going to do a vehicle scan on it. I'm just kind of looking for stuff like this. All right. All right. They did say some wiring was done. All right. Definitely see some. Let's see if you guys can come in here and take a look at this. I'm going to try to. Hopefully you guys can see that wiring right here. This bunch of stuff was repaired there. Don't know what that's going to. We'll figure that out when we get to it. All right, let's go ahead and let's get a scan going on this vehicle. Let's get a full vehicle scan. Let's figure out what codes we have, or it gives us any kind of direction to go in. Got the maintainer on it, hooked up, good to go. We've got the scanner in it. And bring it around. Scanner's in it now. System scan is done. Let's go ahead and get this thing looked at, see what we got for codes. We got a lot of codes and a lot of stuff. So let's do the report here. Might as well go ahead and put the mileage and stuff in this thing, maybe. If I can see it quickly, I will. If I can't, I won't. I can't, so I won't. All right. Please enter the correct model. Nah. It's going to make me put the mileage in for some reason. I'm about to just throw one in there. It says the trunk is open. The trunk is open right now. The trunk is open. I didn't do anything to open the trunk, and the trunk popped open on this vehicle. So, let's see if I can't make you better. There you go. So, the trunk is open in this vehicle. And I didn't do anything to make the trunk pop open. All I did was turn the key on and off, or the push button on and off, to get the mileage on this thing. So we're just going to throw some miles in here because I can't even get that to pull up. Just really want to see what the codes are in this report here. That's really strange that the trunk just pops out of nowhere. Alright, 7 faults in the engine control module. Auto shutdown main sense circuit. Intake air temperature sensor circuit. Auto shutdown main circuit. Fuel injector circuit on 1, 2, 3, and 4 open. All those are stored. The ASD, auto shutdown main sense circuit, is active. All the injector ones are stored, as is the intake temperature sensor. Alright, transmission control says lost communication with the engine, lost communication with the power steering, body control. Let me see the body control, if it's got something maybe. It says it's missing the message to the engine control, but that's stored. Have anything about the trunk? Here we go. Trunk liftgate door handle sense general electric failure. That's in the radio frequency hub. Okay. I do not know where that would have anything. A lot of stuff lost communication with the engine control module. It's stored though. Alright. Let's go into the PCM. PO688. That's the one that we're kind of really wanting to see. Now that... Okay. Alright, so this has got a PO688, which is an auto shutdown main sense circuit. I haven't looked that up. I have no idea what that is. I do know what auto shutdown is. And now I'm wondering, because I did that preliminary research on the valveless system, this thing has got some solenoids that... Basically, the solenoids that just allow oil pressure to go in to open the valves. I'm wondering if the ASD relay, if we're losing power to the engine control module for some reason, and we've clearly lost something there because we have a lot of modules that have lost communication with the engine control module, maybe that's not sending power out to those solenoids. Maybe we're not letting oil pressure go through. Maybe this is just something as simple as a relay or something. So. Or possibly a wire. I mean, we see there's a lot of wiring done in there. So let me jump on. Let me look this PO688 up and see what that thing is. And then let's go down. Let's kind of go down that path first, since that's an active code right now. Let's jump in here and let's go to all codes, P codes. Let's go to PO688. Take a look at this thing. Alright, they got some kind of adapter that they have to diagnose it. We won't need that, hopefully. We won't need that. Alright, got a wiring diagram here. We need to know what sets this code though. Alright, when monitored and seconded. Test is running continuously when the following conditions are met. Key on, battery voltage above. Okay, so every time the key's on basically. Set conditions. No voltage sensed at the fused ASD relay output circuit at the powertrain control module when the ASD relay is energized. Okay. This is a non-mill fault, so it's not going to turn the check engine light on. If the vehicle is equipped with start-stop, the system will be disabled. Possible causes. Okay, so basically what it's saying is that, okay, looks pretty straightforward. Looks like it turns on. Hang on. Alright, well, I don't know why my pen's not working. I'm having to do this with a mouse, so this is going to be sketchy right here. But it looks like right here, we activate the auto shutdown relay. When the PCM knows it does that, it's looking for the output here to come through. Goes through fuse 24. And we've got, so you see how it goes into every single one of these inputs. So I mean, this is bringing a lot of power into the engine control module to be able to activate and run things. So we definitely are going to go down this path before we do anything else. So let me go ahead and clear all that out. Alright, so the easiest thing to do, this is in the power distribution center under the hood. We're going to go to this fuse right here. Let's see if we got power on that fuse. So that's fuse 24, 20 amp power distribution under the hood. I'm trying to bring you all in here while I'm looking at this. Fuse 24 F24. F24. And I'm looking here. Let's go ahead and look on it here. F24. There's 23. 22, 23. I'm losing my brain here. Oh, there it is. Look at this. All right, F24, way over here. All right, let's go over here, and then it jumps back. So, okay. Now let's get this thing figured out how it sits. It sits like this, right? So, F24. F24 is going to be, oh my lordy. I can see something right now, guys. Hold on. See something right now. Bring you in right here. Let's see if I can't do this. Oh, man. I'm going to try to bring you in there. All right, hang on. I'm going to try to do this. Look at this right here. You guys see right here? Look at that. Look at that dark. Look at that all melted right there. We see that as a problem, right? So let's we've got to get this fixed first, because this could be our whole issue right here, a fuse. That would be crazy if it is, but I mean, crazier things have happened. Let me get a light. Let me get a test light. Let's get a test light on this thing. Actually, you know what I'm going to get? I want to get a meter, because I want to see what the voltage actually is here. All right. We got a maintainer on it, so we're at 14.46. So if we go right here, you guys see that? 14 and some change. That fuse is incredibly loose, by the way. That's one side of the fuse. And when I'm moving this fuse around, this thing's clicking all over the place. That's the other side of the fuse. It clicked once and now it's not clicking again. Just moving it around my thumb. Nope. So one side of the fuse has only got a couple of volts on it. The other side has got nothing on it. I don't really... We're going to pull that thing out of there. Let's pull that thing out and let's check the terminals underneath it to see what we have there. I had to rework you guys to get you in here where you could see what I'm working with right here. So we're going to do this one more time so you guys can see it and know what we're looking at. I'm going to try to do this anyway. Here we go. That'll do it. Right there will do it. All right, let's go ahead here. So basically, now it's even less than it was. Right, and then here, yeah, there's basically very little happening there. Let's pull that out. See what it looks like. Oh my, so loose. Look how hot that's gotten. You guys see that? Let's see if I can move it down. That thing has gotten incredibly hot. And it was so loose in there. I'm thinking this may be the whole problem with, as far as the ASD deal goes, is just this connection right here. So, all right, I'm going to go down in here with a little bit of a pick. We're going to snug that up a little bit. Not saying that's going to be the permanent fix, but it might get us at least where we can see if this is going to do anything for us. Put my glasses back on here. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do here, to be honest with you. We might be able to get terminals for this. It's possible. Or even relocate it to a different location in the box. That could be a possibility too. All right. All right, that's better than it was. Let me go grab a fuse. Let's put that back in. Alright, let's check our voltage now. See if I can't get in here. I can see what you guys are seeing. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Gotten any better here? Not any better than it was. Okay. We're tighter there. Let's see which relay is our ASD relay now. Because that is the out, right? So this is the, remember, let's look back over at the wiring diagram. And you got to remember that the fuse that we're on right now is here. So that's the out of that relay. So if that relay is not doing, not got good connections somewhere, here, or maybe even just inside the relay, or this connection, or one of these connections, looks like that somehow goes some kind of connector there. If any of that doesn't have a good connection, I mean even here, any of this, right, then we could have low voltage there. But our most common, the most likely thing is going to be the relay. But hey, let's be sure. Let's go to ASD relay again. Let's see if we can't find harness under the hood. Okay. Component, description, operation, locations, connectors. Let's just see if we go here if it'll give us something. Oh, look at that, under connectors. And now it looks like it's getting us something here. Auto shutdown relay T03. All right, let's get to that. This is our relay, T03, right there. So, I'm just going to wiggle it. All right, nothing's happening there. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Don't know. Let me see if I can see. There we go. All right. Definitely don't see anything as far as something's been hot or anything there. Let's go ahead and check these to see how can I do this the easiest way. Well, you know what? Let me just do that. Well, let's see what we got power going into it. So one of these is going to have power going in. So remember, there's a control side to this. Right? I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see there, but there's a control side to it, and then there's the load side. And the load side is what I'm checking in and out. So I'm going to have to get something to back probe that. Alright, just got a jumper. Go there. Alright, so going into that relay, let's see here, is battery voltage. Right? So that's good there. I normally would have I've got a little kit that you can plug in here and put the relay on top, and I can check the powers and grounds, everything going to it. Unfortunately, don't have it here right now. It's at the other shop, so I'm going to show you the old-fashioned way of doing this. Just take a little piece of wire, and I've just got it stripped here so we can put it down where the relay is. I got a little bit up there, and then what we're going to do is take it, put it into or you can wrap it around this way if you wanted to. Right? See that? Maybe you can see that. And I'm just going to take and wrap it around. I'll show you. Boy, this is difficult without Sherwood here. Alright. I'm going to go here. Here, we're going to go like that. And basically I'm just going to have it wrapped around this and then plug it in. And it's hopefully going to make contact enough. It won't spread out anything. It's just a very light wire. I'm going to take and put it down there actually right now. I just want to check and see, do we have power coming out of this thing. This would take literally 5 seconds if I had my little kit here, which I can promise you. I will be jumping on ASE Wave and getting another one on the way so I can have one over here. Because right now, see, I don't even know that's not even in there. Alright, we're going to do it this way. We're just going to stick this down in there. And put the relay in. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we got coming out. Alright. If I'm even making contact right now. Yeah, we got nothing coming out. Alright, so nothing coming out of there. And yeah, I was definitely in it. Alright, so we should have something coming out though. This is difficult, guys, without having that little kit here. It's very difficult to do. I am going to see if I can't go get one. So the easiest way to check the in and the out is going to be with one of these guys. So I think that was going to be the wrong one. These little kits are absolutely fantastic. That's going to be the one that we want right there. So we're going to be able to plug this in, plug the relay into it, and test everything. I can tell you right now that relay did not click. Did not click. So we should have, at this point, let's get you set up here where you can see. Alright, so if I'm at ground here, think about what we got. We should have power going in on a main. So there's power going in. We should have two powers going in. We do. We should have a ground and a power going out. And it looks like, that looks like power going in. If that is power out, or I'm sorry, with the ground, and then we've got power and power. So I would think that, and we don't have it over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and go across. The only thing I don't like about these little things is you got to figure out which one's what. But let's see if we can't figure that out real quick here. Forgot my glasses. Maybe I could. Alright, so 3, 4, 1, 2. So let's see if they match up on this thing. 1, 2 looks like the control. 1, 2 is the control. And it looks like 3, 5. So 3, 5, I'm sorry. 3, 5, that's going to be the in and the out for the load side. And then these two are going to be our power and ground coming in to control it. So this is the side we need to have power and ground on. So that makes, now we're going to make our life a little easier. So we should have, if I go across these two on this side, we should have voltage, and we do not. So we know we have voltage on this side. So power's coming in. We have no control going to this. It's just passing through. That's why there's power on both sides of this. Alright, let's figure out where this is getting its power from as far as the control side. The control side comes from the engine control module. You know what we might have to do is we might have to cycle the key on this thing and see if this thing gets power, because we had things disconnected and the fuse done and all that stuff. So let's try that. All right. Oh, the key has cycled off, guys. Look at there. The key has cycled off on its own. Probably timed out. All right. Or something happened when I pulled that out or something. Who knows? Let's go ahead. Get it back in here. Now I'm going to go across the control side of the relay. Again, we should get voltage there, and we do not. We don't have anything there. We should probably still have power on both sides, I would imagine. We do. We do. So we're not getting control from the engine control module. There's our 0.62 coming out. Look at that. So that's 0.62 coming out. Why would that be coming out if we don't have... Because this relay is not being activated. Let me pull that out. Let's listen. No, I'm not hearing anything. Alright, we've got to figure out, let me get the scanner And I'm going to activate this relay. So I'm going to take this relay. This is really tough to do by yourself. I'm going to take the scanner and I am going to go into the engine control module, and we're going to see if we can't turn that relay on and off. So we're going to go to actuation test, AST. Alright, and let's go ahead and say on. Oh, there it went on. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and do this here. That's our ground side. There's our power. So if I go across these two now we got battery voltage across it. So that relay is working now. Alright, so let's turn it off. Now it's off. Alright, so the engine control module can control it. No doubt about that. I've got the meter connected to the relay little jumper deal, so that we can see when the power and ground go to that meter to turn it on, right? Or go to that relay to turn it on. So we've got the key on now. I would imagine it should be on right now, but it's not. All right, so there it is right there. So now that relay is activated, and then it turns right back off again. That does, I don't know, maybe that's because I'm not starting it. I'm gonna try to start it. See what happens. The car just started right up. This car just started right up. I think our problem with this thing, was a doggone fuse connection. I really do. Well, that was, that's a bad fuse, guys. I mean, it's a bad connection on a fuse anyway. We're going to see, I'm going to drag test those terminals. I'm going to look down in there, clean that up a little bit, and get that fuse to make contact. I think this car is going to be, I know this car is going to be fixed. That's all that's wrong with this car, is that fuse is making a bad connection there, and what that's doing is not allowing the power to go out to all of the components. That's why we had all those fuel injector circuit codes too, because we don't have power going to them. The engine control module is thinking, well, I've activated the relay, it should put power out to that, but it's not getting through that fuse. So, and then the engine control module is setting that code for that ASD relay. This just is kind of a simple deal right here. So let me get, I'm going to get this thing, those terminals cleaned up. If I've got to move it or something like that, I'll show you. But let me get them cleaned up and let's see what they look like, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. So as I'm going through this, I was cleaning those terminals up. Everything seems to be okay there. I don't think we're going to have any issues with that whatsoever. I looked at the fuse closer, and I know it's going to be very difficult for you guys probably to see that. But I think this fuse was actually having a connection inside the fuse more so than here, although it was loose here. And it could have been that it was loose at these terminals and it got hot up inside there. I've got the terminals tightened up. I got them cleaned up. They're making good contact. Remember when we were doing the test at the fuse, it's had like 0.62. So and now we know that relay was turning itself back off. So it only actually activates when you turn the key on, it comes on, goes off, and then when you're spinning it over. Well, we weren't checking it when we were spinning over, so theoretically we shouldn't have had power on this at all. This was kind of a lucky find, because I was thinking that ASD relay was supposed to be on with the key on, but it only cycles on, then cycles back off again. Good thing is that we did get this thing figured out. I am going to put a relay, I'm going to put an auto shutdown relay in this thing, because I don't think it should have 0.62 there. I don't think it should have any voltage there. I'm just going to do it just because I don't want there to be an issue in the future. I know this was the problem, but just to eliminate that as any kind of an issue whatsoever, I'm going to just put a relay in it. I think she's going to be good to go with this, and that's going to put her to bed. Everything's going to be good. Car runs, starts fine every single time now. The good thing about this one, there's a weird one about this one, is that most people, this thing was at 3 or 4 shops. I mean, had starters, had batteries, had something weird going on with the trunk. We're going to have to look at that. Maybe she wants us to look at that. We'll see. But But the really key thing here is when we listen to this engine when it first went to start, it's like no, that's no compression. I mean, who's going to a fuse for an engine with no compression? That's why it's good to look up, how these things function, and to know that this thing has that hydraulic lift system with solenoids on it. It's got to have power from this. I guarantee if we look at the wiring diagram for those lifts, it's going to have power coming from this auto shutdown relay for the solenoids for the hydraulic lift on the valves. So we're going to get that one finished up. Appreciate you guys watching. If you liked it, you know what to do. Thumbs up, subscribe, bell notification. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.